Hopefully that didn't make you too dizzy. I have here a ball of the world, a globe. So I wanted to talk to you guys about some cool stuff that we can do with geography. So first, do you guys know, does anyone see where we live on here? Right here. This blue one that says United States. And we're kind of close to where it says Cleveland. So this is us. Now, do you guys notice these grid marks on my ball? Do you see them, these squares? Do you guys know what these lines are called? This one's labeled, it says International Date Line. This one's also labeled. It's thicker. Do you notice how it's different than that one? This one is labeled the equator. The equator is the middle of our Earth. So this line and all these other lines going up horizontally to our North Pole, South Pole, those are lines of what's called latitude. You can think of them because they're flat lines. You can think latitude, flatitude. These other lines, I said this one here was called the International Date Line, or it has another name. Does anyone know what its name is other than, we probably haven't heard it called International Date Line, but maybe you've heard it called something else. It's actually two words. The prime meridian. So the prime meridian is our 0 degree, or our half between our west and our east. So here we are in the United States. And so are we north or south of this line? What do you guys think? If we're here, are we north or south of that line? Yeah, we're north. And here is our, wait, where'd it go? You guys. I lost it. Okay. This one's a little more confusing. This is our date line. This is where we are. So we've got north, south. Do you guys know your directions? North, north. What's this way then? You can remember it goes clockwise. Never eat squashed worms. There's lots of different mnemonic devices to remember what is called our cardinal directions. So, if this is east and this is west, are we to the west or the east of the prime meridian? The west. So we are in the western hemisphere, northern hemisphere. Kind of cool, right? So these lines, we have, I said, latitude. Now, what do you think these lines are called? Because they can't all be the prime meridian, right? We only have one prime meridian, but what are all the rest of these lines? You'll notice, you see those numbers? So those numbers are, so these lines here are our longitude. They go long ways. So longitude, so we have latitude and longitude, and where they intersect is called a coordinate. And coordinates help us find where we are going. All right, so we have, if we look kind of this line here, if we follow it down over to our equator, you can see it says 80, can you guys read that? It says 80 degrees right here. So 80 degrees, and then we go up. Remember, this was 0. So, and they go by tens. 10, 20, 30, 40. This is 40. This is 50. So we are just above that 40-degree mark, right? So our actual coordinates in this room where I'm sitting, and honestly most of Northeast Ohio, where we all live, we break our coordinates down. So we have our degrees, right? We're somewhere above 40, below 50, and somewhere between 80 and 90, right? Our exact coordinates right now are north 41, so we're like right above that 40 line, and they're always going to be west 81 because we're right over that line. And then we break those further down into super small grids called minutes and seconds, okay? And those help us to figure out where we are. So our minutes are smaller than our degrees, and then our seconds are even smaller. So Miss Joya is out at the front desk right now, so that means that she's still going to be at 41 degrees, and then right now my minutes are 43.801, so the 0.801 is the seconds. She's probably also at 43 for her minutes, but her seconds are going to be completely different than what mine are. So these numbers, so you can see what they look like there if that helps you guys. These numbers help us figure out where we are and where we're going. And there is a super fun game that we can play when we know our coordinates. And so what we get to do with latitude and longitude and minutes and seconds is a game called geocaching. And so it uses your phone, or it can use a GPS unit. So I have both here. So I'll show you. See, this right here is our geocaching app. If you open it, it'll show you a whole bunch of different things. You guys see all those? Those are all caches, and we can pick one, and it'll tell us the coordinates, and then we know whether we need to go to the north, to the south, to the west. And the way that we do that is with what's called a satellite. We actually need multiple satellites. Have any of you ever seen a satellite in the sky? It sort of looks like a star, but it's moving and it's blinking a lot of the time too. So maybe sometimes it's like, oh, it looked like a shooting star, but it was blinking. Then you know that was probably a satellite. We need 3 satellites in order to figure out where we are, because they use a process called triangulation. So 3, right? So in here, we get this little notification that says, trouble finding satellites, continue searching. So the reason that happens is because those satellites are up in the sky, right? And they are trying to communicate with this, but I am in a room inside with a ceiling, right? You guys all believe that there's a ceiling here. Okay. So there's a ceiling, and Morley's kind of old, so it blocks those signals. But when we go outside, we will be able to find a bunch of satellites. We'll start connecting with this, and they're going to allow us to go try to find some geocaches. So what we're gonna do now, all right, is get ready to go find a geocache. Are you guys ready? Okay, so we are close to our location. You guys can see it says we're 173 feet southeast. So do you guys know, let's see if we go into compass to figure out which way southeast is, remember? So the lake is over there, and I told you guys what? The lake is where? The lake is always north. So if north is over here and we need to go southeast, I want to go that way, right? right, so we're gonna walk this way. We're gonna set our thing to where to and follow the little, it's gonna tell us where to go to get there, okay? So we've got my compass, says 54 feet. Do you guys see it? Remember, it's only accurate, it says 12, it's accurate to, so this one's accurate to about 11 feet, which means it could really be any, like that flag, all the way to that tree. Do you guys remember what this cache was called? It was called, so Go Seek. And if we look here, do you guys see it says Seek there? So I think a lot of times our names are good hints. So we're gonna look all around here, see if we can figure it out, okay? It looks like this comes right off. And then right in there, we have all kinds of fun prizes that you can trade. And the most important part, our logbook. So that's what you open and sign the paper there. And we're back. I hope you guys thought that was fun, and I encourage you guys to ask your parents to download the Geocache app or to use it online so that you guys can find some geocaches. There is actually a geocache here in the library. There's probably one pretty close to your house even. So that's a fun thing that you guys can do. So I hope that you guys enjoyed the geocache that we went to. I hope that maybe you guys are able to try some on your own. It's super fun. And it, you know, is a cool way to do some math and some technology. I know in Stories in STEAM, we really focus on that science a lot and the art a lot. And sometimes the technology and the engineering side of things don't go so well. So that's what's super cool about this, because it's technology and the satellites are technology. So it's a super fun way to bring technology outside, which is super good. And geocaching is a super safe, like, individual. I know there's a lot of fun things that we're used to doing that, like, maybe we can't do right now yet. And so geocaching is super fun because you may want some hand sanitizer if you're gonna do it, but overall, it's really pretty safe. So that's super cool, and it's a lot of fun. So we have one last week of Stories in STEAM coming up. So make sure you don't miss next week. It is our last one before we take a break. And then remember, we will have, even during our programming break, we'll still have those book bundles. And we have our November scavenger hunt. If you have not come in to get that yet, we want to make sure you do that. So, all right. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next week.